Today we are going to do sentiment analysis using Python. So I have a list of IMDb movie reviews and I'll be predicting the sentiment of these reviews using the open source sentiment toolkit TextBlob. So now I'm going to import the standard libraries, pandas and NumPy, the open source toolkit TextBlob, and I'm reporting the classification report from sklearn.metrics. It will help me to create a confusion matrix at the end. So I've uploaded my data to Google Drive. Now I'm going to mount my Google Drive to the Colab notebook. And now I'm going to read my data. Okay, so here is the data set. In this data set, we have the review and the sentiment regarding that review. So now what we are going to do is we are going to predict the reviews using the TextBlob library. And then we will cross-check with the sentiment, with the actual sentiments, to see how we can compare and see how well these open source toolkits are at predicting the sentiments. Okay, so now we are going to use the TextBlob library to get the subjectivity and polarity score. Subjectivity score shows how subjective is the statement, and it ranges between 0 and 1. And polarity score is the sentiment score, which is our main focus here. It ranges between -1 to 1. The closer it is to 1, it means the statement is positive, and the closer it is to -1, it means the statement is negative, and if it revolves around 0, then it means that the statement is neutral. Okay, so I'll take the data frame, create a new column in it called subjectivity, and then I'll select the review column and apply the function in it. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm going to take each and every review and convert it from text to a TextBlob object, and then I'm going to use the sentiment subjectivity function to return the subjectivity score. Now similarly, I'm going to get the polarity score. Okay, so now let's check these scores. Let's print the top 5 of them. Okay, so we can see the subjectivity and the polarity scores. Now, as you can see that these scores are in a range of 1 to 0 for subjectivity and -1 to 1 for polarity. So now we'll change the polarity scores to positive and negative. We'll create a new column called TextBlob analysis. And then we will choose the polarity score. We'll apply the function on it. So we need the polarity score to be negative if x is lower than 0, else it will be positive. Now let's print the data. Okay, so this is the result. So we can see the TextBlob analysis, which we predicted right now. So now let's compare the TextBlob analysis and the sentiment and see how right is TextBlob analysis in predicting the sentiments. Okay, so for that, we're going to print a classification report of the sentiment column and the TextBlob analysis column. Okay, so here we have a confusion matrix. So this is not an actual confusion matrix, but then since we all are familiar with the word confusion matrix, and since most of these metrics are derived from it, we're using the word confusion matrix. So here we can see that the precision of the negative is 0.89, which means that of all the negative sentiments that were predicted using the TextBlob analysis, 89% of them were negative, were actually negative. And if we look at recall, it is 0.43, which means that of all the actual negative predictions, we have only 43% of them correctly predicted as negative by TextBlob. Okay, so the macro average 0.76 means that on overall, like on average, 76% of it are of positive and negative together are predicted correct by the TextBlob analysis. The F1 score is just a combination of precision and recall. So we can see that it's fairly a good prediction. Almost 80% of the prediction is correct. And also